Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking your time out of this Thursday morning to learn more about what we do over here at IAMS, as well as taking some time to learn more about what Chuck's going to share with you on what's happening over at LSW. Before we get going and before I get the slideshow presented on back over to Chuck, there's a few slides I'm going to be running through here to highlight why agents love working with our team over here at IAMS. We're going to have a few polls throughout the webinar. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in that webinar questions box that you'll see at I believe it's at the top right of your screen, and we'll be sure to answer those for you today. The first thing that I want to highlight is our commitment to delivering best-in-class customer service for our agents. And one way that we do this is you can always reach a live person during our business hours. Our number is 800-255-5055. We're going to strive to answer your phone call with an IAMS employee with 2 rings or less. As you can see on this screen, this is our new producer builders. And for those of you who are new to us here at IAMS, these bonuses are available based on your production level in your first 180 days of contracting with us. We have great levels that you can qualify at. And as you can see inside each level, there are some great options for you. We've got incredible business building tools, personal perks, and even cash rewards that are available. And if you'd like to know where you stand towards your new producer builder, or if you would like to have a conversation about how to achieve that next level, don't hesitate to give us a call and talk with your sales director. Another business builders program that we provide for all of our agents is our referred producer program. I see a couple of advisors on with us today that have already taken advantage of this program. Our business on the wholesale side of the industry is similar to yours in the field, and that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. And this is why that we want to make it worth your while to refer a producer to us. And with that being said, when you do refer a producer to us and they get contracted, we're going to cut you a $50 thank you check. And then where the real money comes in is as your referral rights business, you're going to receive an override on that business. Our ownership team, it consists of Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris. They sign checks for thousands of dollars every quarter. And with that being said, if you can think of anyone that could benefit from doing business with our team, don't hesitate to type their information into that questions box. Below that, as you can see on this screen, in the red box is our marketing reimbursement. This is a program which is the most popular program that we offer here at IAMS. For every 100K of FIA premium, you're going to get $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. Why this is so popular is that we truly do consider this to be your money. You're going to have the flexibility on what services, when, and who you use these funds with. It is your marketing reimbursement, so we're not going to tell you what vendors you have to use. We are going to recommend certain vendors that we partner with so that you're going to get leveraged and reduced rates as well as preferred service. We also have our creative team to create a marketing strategy and provide in-house services. So if you'd like to know how much is in your marketing reimbursement account or have a conversation how to utilize it, don't hesitate to give your sales director a call at our office, and we'll certainly get that ball rolling for you. Our back office support team, this is another way that we add value to your business. This is the core of IAMS and how Charles Hearing founded us years ago in 1986 to be exact. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. We're going to do that with our great business building tools and resources. We're going to get you those illustrations that you request within 24 hours. And to be completely honest, in all reality, you're going to have those much quicker, usually within the hour. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. We have a whole back office support team. And then heads up, McKinsey's on the annuity side and Michelle's the head of the life side. They both have fantastic teams who work tirelessly every single day to help you get commission quicker. We're going to scrub your applications, submit them on your behalf, and do the administrative tracking and get you updates on those cases as needed. We do this to ensure that you get commissioned as quickly as possible. This is a service that we provide to all of our valued producers and how we help you grow your business by keeping you in front of clients where our team handles that back office support for you. Our IAMS website, also known as our IAMS portal, which you can find at IAMSinc.com. This is a great tool for all of our producers to use and leverage. Just another reason to work with us here at IAMS. Once you're contracted, you're going to have full access to everything that you see on this slide and a lot more at IAMSinc.com. If you haven't registered for the website, it's very simple to do so. When we're done with this call, you can go ahead, get on there and create an account. We'd love to see you on there. There's a lot of great resources that are available to you, including illustration tools, online forums, product grids, and product news. Industry updates are out there for you as well. Technology, this is where the industry is going. And so Luma is our newest partnership to streamline the application process. Most of our carriers are now on the Luma Firelight eApp platform, so you can go to one site to submit all of your business. Some carriers are even going to eApp only for some of their product lines and will also offer extra comp just for utilizing the eApp platform. So make sure that you get with your sales director before you submit a paper app if you can earn more just by doing the eApp. We do have a full in-house creative team. We can help you help your practice, and a lot of the items are turnkey and available for you. Many of our sales resources are white labeled, so you can simply impose your contact information and all of your business logos onto it. And then speaking of logos, Agency Solutions is an expertise for our team. So if you haven't created a full customized brand for you and your agency, we can certainly help out with that. This is going to assist with your name recognition, which is going to grow your natural market organically. And then lastly on this slide, digital marketing solutions are a very popular topic here at IAMS. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and much more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. Just making sure that you're accessible and represented in those marketing lanes is very beneficial to growing your business. You can certainly reach out to myself or any of our other sales director when this webinar concludes to talk to them about how you can access our IAMS creative team, and we can certainly get that ball rolling for you as well. We also offer a complimentary marketing analysis for agents looking to explore new sales ideas and programs. Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned producer, this free assessment can certainly help you boost your business and insights with our website, digital presence, branding, and current marketing activities. What we do is we sit down with you, learn exactly who you want to get in front of and how you want to target these individuals. And we'll put together a detailed, customized marketing plan for your agency on what we think makes sense. And then we'll sit back down with you, introduce it to you, and see if it's not something you wouldn't like to incorporate into your practice. We founded IAMS Wealth several years ago, and what we've done is grow this division of IAMS very organically. We've helped advisors become IARs and pass the Series 65 at a very successful clip. Once you have registered, we're going to bring great value to your practice with an incredibly competitive fee structure for both you and your clientele. We have great technology and a great investment platform. This has been a major growth sector for our business, and AUM could be a major growth sector for your business as well. We provide tons of incentive trips throughout the year, and as you can see, this is our next trip that's going to be coming up. It's going to be held March 22nd through the 25th. Just by submitting business today, you're already going to start getting credits for this trip. If you want any more information on it, just reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to provide that to you. And then here on our next slide is another trip that's coming up with SILAC. To become approved for this trip, it's just $2 million of SILAC business. This trip, the qualifying periods are going on right now. And so, yeah, no, if you want any more information on this trip, just give me a buzz or any one of your sales directors, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Lastly, our Life and Annuity Academy. This is a 2.5 day training event where we fly in all of our top producers here at IAMS looking for new ways to grow their business. It's all expense paid for. It gives you the opportunity to learn from our top producers. You're also going to hear from many different marketing programs. We bring in about 18 different marketing programs, so it's a great way to learn about what's working with other agents just like you and how to incorporate these marketing programs into your practice effectively. So if you'd like to come out to one of our Life and Annuity Academies, just give me a call. Our next one is scheduled for October 8th through the 10th. The two carriers that are going to be there is Athene and North American. So yeah, no, it's going to be a great event, and we'd love to have you out there. So just reach into us, and I'd be more than happy to give you more of a rundown on everything that goes on at one of these Life and Annuity Academies. And with that being said, I'm going to launch our first poll of the today. And this is, would you like to attend our next the Athena North American Academy? Sorry. So I'll just get this poll rolling just for a second, and then I'll let you know how you can access our IAMS Instagram as well as Facebook, and then I'll pass the slide on over to Chuck. Thanks everyone for this participation. I'll keep it going for about 5 more seconds. in that poll. Okay, our last slide. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook or LinkedIn. And with that being said, I'm going to get you on over to Chuck.
Thanks, Jake.
There we go.
Wow,
Chuck. Thank you for the partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's fantastic. When I was an agent, I wish I had all this support and all the resources that you guys offer. That's really phenomenal. But thank you for having me here this morning. I'm Chuck Boyette, internal wholesaler at National Life Group. And today we're going to be going over our flexible premium annuities. I understand that you guys do some work in the 403B market, and that is where you would utilize our flexible series of annuities. Before we kick this off, I do want to give a little plug and say that we offer a 403B certification training. So if you haven't taken that at National Life, if you just go to your agent portal and from the homepage under training, you're going to see 403B certification training. And I believe it's about a half day, but it'll equip you well to sell within that market. And then once you complete the training and you submit some business, then we give you a badge, and you can use that badge when you go into the schools or via Zoom, however you want to do it. But you'll have a badge that says you're a certified 403B trained with National Life Group. So that can come in handy as well. So with that being said, we're going to get things off here, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys, I hope. All right, so here we go. Start the PowerPoint. All right, so as I said, we're going to start off with our we're going to cover our flexible premium series. And just so you know what flexible premium means, it means that clients that want to have ongoing premium contribution. So with our series, your client can start an annuity for as little as $100 a month or $5,000 as a lump sum. So it's a great way to get a lot of your clients involved with an annuity or in an annuity and help them start saving for their retirement. And it's pretty important because it really comes down to you, the agent, to educate your clients. A lot of people have a misunderstanding about annuities. Sometimes they get a bad rap, but annuities can be a great vehicle for retirement savings. And for those clients that were actually educated and learned more about annuities, over half of them felt like, yeah, an annuity made sense for them. And for those that purchased annuities, almost 90% said they would recommend that to others because they see it as a valuable product and a key component of their retirement strategy. And there's a huge opportunity. Yep, go ahead.
Chuck, just to stop you real quick, I see you're still on the first slide, and it looks like it's not in present mode right now.
Okay, let's see.
It possibly could just be on the wrong screen of yours.
Okay. Can you see it now? The second slide?
Not yet. You might have to click the slideshow tab up at the top.
What about now?
There we go. Now it's slide 5.
All right, I'll just do it manually.
Yeah,
my apologies for that, but thanks for pointing that out, Jake. But as I was saying, it's a big opportunity for you as an agent to help people save for retirement. Right now, 40% of workers are behind on the retirement savings. About 20% haven't done anything at this point. And, we can see from the last several years with housing prices going up, inflation increasing, clients are going to need additional resources for retirement. It's not just going to be able to be covered from Social Security or through retirement at work. They're probably going to need several sources of retirement, and that's where you can come in and offer our flexible premium series of annuities to help them save some additional money. And you can see only 13% of retirees said that they saved enough money. I like to look at that in a different way. That means 87% of people know they haven't saved enough money. So they really see it as a need, And you can come in with the flexible annuities and really help them start saving for retirement. You can do that through an IRA. You can do it through a Roth IRA, a non-qualified annuity. There are a lot of different options with our products, but we're gonna spend the bulk of this time talking about our products within this series and how you can leverage them for your clients. So we really feel like we have a solution for all different time horizons for clients, be it if they have 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years. We have a product that meets their needs, and you can see them here, but we're going to go down in some detail with these. But we have Flex Secure Growth, and Flex Secure Growth is our annuity for accumulation within the flexible premium market space. And you can see we have 5, 7, or 10-year time horizons. We have Flex Secure Growth Bonus 10, which pays a bonus, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And then we also have an income annuity that has a guaranteed lifetime income rider, and that's Flex Select Income 10. And there are a couple different options with what we call the GLIR, the Guaranteed Lifetime Income Rider, that your clients can choose. So we're going to go through those so you're comfortable and you understand what you can offer your clients through National Life. But like I said, I mean, we really feel like we have a solution for all different types of markets and different types of clients. I know we're talking about the 403B here, and you can see where it says school district or municipality if you have clients that have a 457, small business owners. A lot of states now are mandating the small business owners offer retirement plans for their employees. So you could set up a simple IRA or SEP IRA. There are a lot of different options. If some of this terminology is new to you, that's okay. Being an internal wholesaler, I'm actually your internal wholesaler. So as you have opportunities or you have questions, you can reach out to me directly and I can help and walk you through everything you need. But it's actually pretty simple when you talk about annuities, because annuities, unlike life insurance, do not require any medical underwriting. So it's really as simple as completing an application, no medical questions. We just look for suitability. You know, is the financial instrument going to be suitable for your client to meet their needs and goals? And that's within the application. So that's it. It's really an easy process. So again, don't be intimidated by it. And we can see the different options that we have with Flex Secure Growth and Flex Secure Growth Bonus 10 and Flex Select Income. Really what to point out here, your clients are going to give you a lot of guidance as an agent, whether they want growth or whether they want income, and that will dictate which product you're going to use. So if it's growth, then Flex Secure Growth, you can see is focused on accumulation. The minimum, as we already said, $100 a month or $5,000 as a single premium. And then if they're looking for a bonus, we have Flex Secure Growth Bonus 10. Again, it's going to be accumulation focused, but it pays a 5% bonus. That product has a 10-year time horizon. So just so you know, with annuities, the annuities with a longer surrender period they will have higher rates. So they're going to pay higher rates for your clients and higher commissions for you, because National Life as a company has longer time to invest that money. So if you compare a 10 to a 5, with the 10, you're just going to get higher rates, okay? And then we have Flex Select Income. Again, that is income focused with a guaranteed lifetime income rider. And we're going to drill down and give you a lot more detail on each one of these. So let's take a look at these individual products. So Flex Secure Growth is great for clients that, you know, they want a systematic way to build their retirement, and they're looking for the upside growth that the market allows with downside protection. More and more clients these days don't want to lose money in the market, and with an indexed annuity, you can make sure that they don't lose money, because the floor in these is 0. So they can never lose money within their indexing strategy. So it's a great conservative way for your clients to grow money for retirement, ideal for people who are risk averse. With Flex Secure Growth, we offer the 5, 7, and 10-year product options. So those are surrender options. So with the 5-year has a 5-year surrender, 7 is a 7-year surrender, and a 10 is a 9-year surrender, but it's a 10-year annuity. Again, they can grow retirement savings, make sure their money's protected, and this growth grows tax deferred. So it's not taxed until they pull it out, but it's a completely safe for them to, completely safe way for them to start saving for retirement and not be exposed to the downturns of the market. So this is a spec sheet on Flex Secure Growth 5, 7, and 10. Something to point out here, you can see that we have maximum premiums. That's really a guideline. If you have a client and they have more that they want to put in, if it exceeds a maximum that you can see here, you can reach out to me and usually I can get that approved. I can ask for an exception. So just keep that in mind. The issue age for this product is age 0 to 85. You can see the crediting strategies. We're going to go over those more in a minute, but we have several S&P 500 strategies, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with the S&P. And then we have 2 volatility controlled indexes, US fundamental and global balanced. We also have a declared interest account, declared fixed account. And then you can see the withdrawal charges for each product, 5, 7, and 10. And then something to point out, we're going to go over in more detail in a minute with the riders, but these products do come with riders, and there are no charge for these riders. But these riders are just a way for your clients to have access to their money should they need it in a unexpected situation. We allow them to have access to their money without a surrender charge. Sometimes clients are concerned that their money is going to be tied up within an annuity and they're not going to be able to access it when they need it. That's why we put these riders in here. That being said as well, after year 1, we allow up to 10% to be taken out of their account without a withdrawal charge or a penalty. So their money is not tied up, and it's actually pretty liquid. And then you can see the plan types here. So with our flexible series products, you can use any one of these plan types. These are just IRS qualifications. So for instance, you can take an IRA and put that within our annuity, okay? And IRAs, Roth IRAs, all these have certain qualifications. So if you have any questions about those, you can reach out to me, or Google Chat GPT can be your friend. You can Google it, and it'll give you all the information, like what are the maximum contributions, things like that, that your clients can do per these different plan types. But all these plan types are applicable to any of our annuities, so you can use them with any of our annuity products. So Flex Secure Growth Bonus 10 is great for clients that want a bonus. With any bonus product, just keep in mind that to get something, you have to give something. So if you have a product that pays a bonus, typically they're going to have lower rates, so lower participation rates and lower caps, but they pay a bonus. So it is a great way for clients to boost their earnings quickly. Again, they're going to get the upside protection like you do with all of our annuities. So the upside growth with the downside protection. A lot of flexibility in terms of their contributions and withdrawals and the different crediting strategies. So with this product, we pay a 5% bonus, and that 5% bonus is paid for all new premiums for the first 8 years. So any contribution during the first 8 years, client gets a 5% bonus. The money within the annuity is going to grow tax deferred, and when they pull it out, then they pay taxes. Unless it's a Roth, and with a Roth, when they pull money out of the Roth, because Roth goes in post-tax, they don't get an initial tax deduction with a Roth, but when they take money out of a Roth IRA, that money then is not taxable. So a lot of clients like that option. And with Flex Secure Growth Bonus 10, issue age is 0 to 75. And then you can see the withdrawal schedule. The riders are the same, the plan types are the same. Most of the specs are going to be the same for these annuities, except for the issue age, really. And then we have our income annuities. So like I said, your clients are going to give you a lot of direction so you know which product to select for them. And if they're looking for income, then it's going to be an income product. So we have Flex Select Income 10. Again, you know, they're not going to lose any money in their interest crediting strategies. They have a floor of 0. A lot of flexibility, which people like with our annuities. The income is driven by accumulation value, which we'll go over in a moment. There are 2 different income options, which we'll review. Each one of the options does have a fee. So depending upon which GLIR option your clients select, there's a 1% fee. But again, they have the upside potential with the downside protection. And this is our spec sheet. So this one, the issue age is a little bit older because this is an income product. So it's age 18 to 75. And you can see, we're going to go over the riders in more detail in a moment. And you can see the plan types are the same. So let's look at how the different GLIR options play out. So with this product, with Flex Select Income, your clients have a choice. They can select a max bonus GLIR or a split bonus GLIR. The max bonus GLIR is for someone that is focused solely on income and they know they need income and they want to max their income out. There is no immediate bonus to that, no immediate interest credit to that one. But you can see once they activate their bonus, they're going to get a pretty high bonus percentage applied to calculate their income. And the longer they hold that annuity before they turn it on, the higher the activation bonus. So if you look, say they held onto it for 11 years, that activation bonus is 145%. We'll take a look at that in a minute of how that calculates out. But when you compare that to the split bonus, a split bonus is more of a balance between income and accumulation. So clients like this, if maybe they don't need as much income and they want to increase their accumulation value, then they do a split bonus. It gives them a 5% bonus on premiums paid in the first 8 years. And then you can see when they activate their income, they also get an activation bonus, but it's not quite as high as with a max bonus. So if they held it again till year 11, instead of 145%, with the split bonus, they're going to get 125. So it balances out. They're going to have higher cash value with the split bonus, but lower income. And this is an example of how we calculate both. So with the max bonus, the account value at distribution is $250,000. In this scenario, we're going to say the activation bonus is 170%. We multiply that by a withdrawal percentage based upon the age of the annuitant at the time. And we get a lifetime income of $24,012. And then with the split bonus, the account value distribution is higher. You can see is $262,500. And that is because of the bonuses paid or the interest credit given, that 5% that rolls up for 8 years and all premiums paid. And then you can say the activation bonus is lower than the max bonus. Withdrawal percentage is the same for this example. And you can see the lifetime income is lower. So just like we said, with the split bonus, you are going to get lower income, but you're going to get higher cash value. And there is a 1% charge for both versions. And that charge is applied at the end of the policy year. And that 1% charge is on the accumulation value. So something important to remember. So I said that, your clients get the upside potential with the downside protection, and they can't lose money within their indexing strategy. And that is true. However, their accumulation value can go down with this product because they have a clear charge of 1%. So if they have no interest credit for the year, they're going to see their account value go down by 1%. So we have different income payout options for clients. We want it to be as flexible as possible. The highest payout for an annuitant is going to be the single life level. It's going to pay the highest initial GLIR amount, guaranteed lifetime income amount. If they do joint life level, that means that they've added a spouse. They have a spouse only to their payout option. So if say they have $1,000 in their monthly GLIR amount, when the annuitant passes away, then the spouse will just take over and get that $1,000 payment. It will continue. Now, with that option, the income does start out lower. It's 0.5% lower than single life, and it's going to be based on the youngest person's age. But it's a way for spouses to make sure that they can continue with the guaranteed lifetime income payments. And then when we have single life level increasing, it's a great option for your clients that are concerned about inflation and they want the opportunity to have their income grow over time. So we will increase their income amount by 2.5% annually until their accumulation value is 0, and then it will level out. With that option, with single life increasing, it does start 1% lower than single life level. So even though it starts lower than single life level, after a few years, it could surpass what single life level would be. So it's a great hedge against inflation for clients. And then we have joint life increasing. Again, it's going to increase the same way by 2.5% per year until the accumulation value is 0. And with that one, it's going to start out at the lowest level with 1.5% lower than single life. So it'll take a little bit longer for this one to surpass single life. But that is also a good option for some of your clients that have want to have spousal income in the event that they pass away. Their GLIR will continue and the spouse will continue on and get that income. We also have an income doubler. Now this is a rider. This rider is only applicable to our income product, so it's not applicable to the growth product. So in our flexible series, it's only going to be on the flexible select income. But what it does is it doubles the lifetime income for up to 5 years if activities of daily living, at least 2 of these 6 activities of daily living are permanently impaired. And you can see them on the right here, but include bathing, toileting, transferring, dressing, continence, and eating. If 2 of these 6 are impaired permanently, then they qualify for the income doubler. And what that does, like I said, it doubles their income for 5 years. There are some requirements around it. The policy needs to be enforced for at least 2 years. The accumulation value has to be greater than 0 when it's activated. It is only good for single life options. So none of those other annuity payment options would be valid for income doubler, only single life. No excess withdrawals can be taken during the current policy year that it's activated. And the annuitant must reside in the US. And we're going to double the income for 5 years or until the accumulation value is 0 or till it's depleted. Once the income double period is over, then the income will go back to its original amount. But it's just a great way for clients if they have, a serious illness like this to increase their income when they may need it the most. So we have spousal continuation on our annuities. So if the annuitant passes away, the spouse can continue with the annuity. They have different options. So if they've begun income before they pass away, the spouse can just continue with the income as if the rider is still in effect. So nothing would change. So if they're getting $2,000 a month, the annuitant dies, the spouse will get $2,000 a month for the rest of their life. That spousal continuation before, excuse me, yeah, make sure I say this right, before they've turned on income. So before income is selected. So after income is selected, that changes things a little bit. They can receive a normal death benefit, a normal death benefit option as a beneficiary, or they can continue with the guaranteed withdrawal payments until the accumulation value is zero, and then the annuity would be over at that point. So let me say that again. So I misspoke a second ago, but with spousal continuation, if the annuitant hasn't turned on any income yet and passes away, then the spouse can just pick up that annuity where it left off, and whenever they want to, they could go ahead and activate the GLEAR amount, and that would last for the rest of their lives. If income has already been selected and the annuitant passes away, then they can take out their normal death benefit, or they can continue to receive withdrawal payments until the accumulation value is zero. So in that case, it would not last for the lifetime of the spouse. So let's talk about interest crediting strategies so you can understand the different options that you can offer your clients. We have index crediting accounts, and we have the declared fixed rate account. So the declared fixed rate is just like it sounds. It's going to pay a declared fixed rate. And then we have our indexing strategies. And you can see what they are here, but we have several S&P strategies, point to point with a cap. We have a performance trigger. We have a monthly sum cap. It's just going to follow the S&P, and however the S&P performs, their interest crediting is going to follow likewise. And then we have volatility controlled indexes, such as a global balanced and a US fundamental. These are managed indexes. Global, has global equities and bonds, commodities, and US fundamental just has US equities and treasuries. We're going to go over this more in a second here with the next slide, but the volatility controlled indexes are really designed to take out the highs and lows of the market. So if, like we've had the past few years, we've had a lot of volatility. So if there's a lot of volatility, these volatility controlled indexes don't perform as well as the S&P, because what happens, they're designed to take out those highs and lows. So when there's a lot of volatility, they take money out of equities and they put it more into cash or bonds. And when they do that and the market bounces back, they can't take advantage of it like the S&P can. So it's really a balance. When there is, to contrast that, when there's lower volatility, they can do better than the S&P. So these two volatility controlled indexes are uncapped and they pay high participation rates. So even in a volatile market, if they're not doing as well as the S&P, they can make up for that because they're going to have higher rates and they're uncapped, but not always. So to give you an example, in 2022 and 2024, the volatility controlled indexes had zero credit. So when you have zero credit, it doesn't matter how high a cap you have and how high a participation rate you have. The credit's zero, right? They didn't lose money within their strategies, but they weren't credited anything. And the S&P ended up doing pretty well in most of those years. So in 2023, all three of these did pretty well. So what does that mean? What am I saying? Well, it's going to be up to you and your client which strategies you select, but you don't have to put all their funds in one basket, right? You can diversify, and you can diversify it out. It just needs to equal 100% their contribution into these strategies. So you can mix and match, which would give them more diversification, which is probably a good idea. So this is just what we talked about the volatility controlled indexes. And it gives you a pretty good visual. And you can see that, I mean, they're really designed to take the lows and the highs out of the market, get a more steady rate of return, whereas the S&P can be up and down. So we credit the interest crediting by a couple different methods. We have an annual point-to-point, and there are different options with those annual point-to-point. It can be that we calculate it every year, so every 12 months, or every 2 years, every 24 months. And we compare the index value in the first day and the last day of a period, and then we get your client's index and credit and apply it accordingly based upon the caps and participation rates. And if those terms are new to you, we're going to talk more about those in a minute so you understand what that means. Then we also have a monthly sum cap. We're going to calculate the interest for the monthly sum cap every 12 months. We're going to break that down in a minute too, but each month we look at how that particular index has performed, and over the year we add up each 12-month, each monthly period over the 12 months to get an indexing credit. So I know that sounds confusing, but we'll show you with a visual, and it's actually pretty explanatory. So this is an example of a cap and participation rate. So just think of a cap as a ceiling. So in this scenario, if a cap is 7%, it doesn't matter how well the indexing strategy does, that's going to be the maximum that will be applied as interest credits to your client, because that is the ceiling. So when I told you the volatility controlled indexes are uncapped, if an indexing strategy did 20%, they could get a 20% credit. But with the S&P, they are capped. So in this scenario, if the cap is 7, they're only going to get up to 7, even if the strategy did 20. Okay. And then think of the participation rate as a multiplier. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to multiply the index change times the participation rate. So in this case, if you multiply 9% times 100% with the participation rate, you're going to get 9%. So if a product is uncapped, they could get a 9% interest credit. If it is capped, in this case 7%, they're just going to get 7%. So again, to recap, a cap is a ceiling, a participation rate is a multiplier. Multiply the participation rate first by the index change, and then compare that to the cap, and they can get up to that cap. And this is the monthly sum cap. So with this one, we're going to measure it every single month. We're not going to give any credit until we're finished the whole year, but every single month we're going to measure the index change. And you can see the example here. So the first month was July, and it was at 1.25%. Now, there is no downside protection in the month here. So with the index itself, the monthly sum cap, if it's down 20, that's okay. Your client still has a floor of 0. But as we calculate that and we add up all these months, there is no cap. So you can see, so 1 year it lost 1%, but 1 year it lost 3%, right? So we're going to add all these up each month, and at the end of the 12-month period, we're going to add all the positive and compare it to the negative, and if there's positive left over, that's the interest credit. So this example, if you add all these up, it ended up being 9% over the year. And if you add the negative, it was -5. We add them together. That's why they call it the sum cap, and we get 4%. So that's how that one works. We have a new strategy, which is called a performance trigger. A lot of clients like this because they're really concerned about the volatility of the market. And as long as their index strategy does at least 0%, then they're going to get an interest credit. So it does depend upon the product. So you do want to look at our current rate sheet. But with this example, the trigger rate is 6%. So if the index change was greater or equal to 0, they're going to get 6%. If it was less than 0, then they get 0. But it just gives more consistent interest credits over time. And again, you don't have to put all the clients' premiums in this one indexing strategy, but you could do a percent. You could do it all if you wanted to. It's up to the client, but it's just a little more conservative way to approach their indexing strategies. But you can see here, you know, if the market is flat, they're at least going to get 6%. So it's a pretty good option for your clients, like I said, that might be a little more conservative. We also offer rate boosters. So to keep it simple, what a booster is, it just gives your clients higher caps or higher participation rates. So let's say without a booster, the participation rate was 100%. With the booster, it's 150%. So they're going to get more. And like we said earlier, with bonuses or anything else, if you're going to get something, you're going to give something. So with a booster, there is a 1% annual charge, and that's applied at the beginning of the year. So again, it's something to keep in mind though, because even though we have a floor of 0 and your clients can't lose money in the indexing strategy, if they have a booster, which is 1%, is going to have a 1% fee. If they didn't have any crediting, then their accumulation value or cash value is going to be 1% less. So clients just have to understand that. So booster strategies aren't great for clients that are conservative, but for clients who are more aggressive and they want a higher participation rate or higher cap, then a booster can make a lot of sense. And you can look at all those different rates on the rate sheet. And just so you know where to find the rate sheet, on your agent portal on the home page, if you go to products, and under products, you'll see interest rates. Just select interest rates, and then it'll break it down, and you're going to select new annuity rates, and it'll give you all the interest rates, the caps, or participation rates for each product. So as I promised, we're going to go over the riders. So for 403Bs and 457s only, clients can get loans. It is going to be up to the TPA or the third-party administrator that they have, but if they approve it, we will approve loans for those clients, but only if they have a 403B or 457. There are some guidelines there. A policy must be enforced for at least a year. Again, the distribution's got to be approved by the TPA, but we'll waive all the charges and MBAs. And MBA, you can think of it as a type of a surrender charge, but it means market value adjustment. Sometimes that can be positive, sometimes that can be negative, but that does apply to withdrawals. But in this case, we waive that, and we waive any kind of withdrawal surrender charge. So clients do need to be separated from service. So policy needs to be enforced for at least a year, and the policy owner must be separated from service from the plan sponsor or disabled. And you can see we allow up to 20% of the accumulation value in years 2 through 4 to be taken out without any kind of penalty. And then after year 4, year 5 plus, they can take all their money without the penalty. We have a nursing care rider. Again, these riders are designed to give your clients access to their money when they need it the most. So the nursing care rider just gives them withdrawals that we don't charge any kind of penalty to. They can take up to 25% of their accumulation value if they're over age 76. If they're younger than 76, they can take up to $250,000 out without a penalty. Available after the first policy year, and your client or the annuitant does need to be confined to a nursing facility, or excuse me, policy owner needs to be confined to a nursing facility up to 60 consecutive days, for at least 60 consecutive days. And then they can qualify for the nursing care waiver. And then our terminal illness rider is pretty similar. Again, we allow up to $250,000 to be withdrawn without any kind of fees. And if they're older than 75, they can take up to 25% out without any fees. Available if the onset of illness is after their first policy year and they diagnose with a terminal illness, terminal within 12 months is how that works. This is a new rider that we've added, domestic abuse waiver. I don't think any other carriers offer this. Unfortunately, sometimes clients get in bad situations. So if they're experiencing domestic abuse, we allow them access to their money because they may have an emergency situation and need it. So it allows for the lesser of 50% of their accumulation value, or $10,000, to be withdrawn without any kind of withdrawal charges. Available after the first policy year, only on qualified lines of business, so it has to be a qualified plan, but we will allow them to take money out. They don't have to approve. Domestic abuse. We're not going to notify their spouse in that situation, and they can pull money out, like I said, in that case. So we have a lot of resources that you can find on your agent portal, but here's some QR codes if you guys want to scan those, and that'll take you to our product and marketing information pieces on Flex Secure Growth, Flex Secure Growth Bonus 10, and Flex Select Income 10. So I'll give that a second in case you want to go ahead and snap a photo of those. And you do want to make sure that you've completed your product training. So before you submit an application, your product training needs to be completed with us. You can scan the QR code here, or you can go to your agent portal and under the training tab, just select product training annuity. And it's just a matter of reading the PDFs on our annuities and checking a box that you've read them. And then your product training with us. States do have training requirements as well. So you do want to check with your state. Typically, it's usually 4 hours of state required training, but you want to make sure that that training and the product training is completed before you submit an application, because if you submit an application before those are completed, you're going to have to do it again. All right. So with that being said, looks like we're pretty much on schedule here. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to type them in this questions box. And yeah, no, thank you for all of that great information, Chuck. I'm going to launch our last poll today, and this is, would you like to appoint with LSW? So I'll give everyone some time to answer this question. I especially love the ADO driven rider on the income products, as well as the special continuation. A lot of great options on both the accumulation and income side. A lot of flexible products that LSW offers. So yeah, never a dull moment to appoint with LSW and get appointed with some of these great products. We have a great relationship with LSW. So if anyone has any questions, even after this webinar concludes, always reach out to me. We can always get you in touch with myself, another director, or Chuck, or any other of the great reps over at LSW. And with that being said, I don't want to hold up anyone off their on their Thursday, so I want to get everyone on their way. Thank you again for the answering the poll questions. Is there any final comments that you'd like to add, Chuck? We'll certainly shoot you over the webinar recording and some more information on LSW itself.
Yeah, Jake. No, thank you so much for having me on the call today, and hopefully you guys got a lot of useful information. But don't hesitate to reach out if you have any product questions. You need help designing a case, running an illustration. Illustrations are really simple with annuities. I can walk you through it pretty quickly, but it's just a great way to enhance what you're probably already doing if you're focused on life, and you can help a lot of your clients.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I completely agree. So, yeah, I want to make sure everyone can get on with their Thursday. If there's any other questions that come up, don't hesitate to reach out. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this webinar and speak with everyone soon. Thank you. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Jake. Take care.
Mhm.